little more sun. Oh, here they all come. Here they all come. The whole horde. Are you here? Welcome back to the Citystead. I am Josh, and I think they're all out here.
Citystead!
Mr. Man, E, and Oz. Today, I thought we would do a fun little video, and I want to show off a couple of the trees that we recently got from Raintree Nursery. Awesome gift they gave us. I thought I'd show you some of those trees to show you how well they're doing. And while we're at it, I thought maybe we would walk around and point out how many different trees we have planted here at the Citystead, fruit trees and also fruit bushes. And I'm going to put a little counter down below and we'll increment it every time we put one up. So comment down below what your guesses are. We have half an acre and we have a lot of stuff planted around here. So put a guess down below on how many you think we have of trees and bushes, and let's get to it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. This is the, do you know what it is?
Citystead! Medlar.
This is the medlar that we got from Raintree Nursery, and you can see it's really greened out very, very nicely. This is super late fruiter, so it gives us fruit kind of all throughout the summer, which is what we're looking for. All right, what's next? All right, what kind of tree is this one?
Persimmon.
That's right, American persimmon. And this is, you know, kind of my personal tree for me because nobody else in the family likes persimmons like I do.
What's this one?
This is a serviceberry.
Yes.
All right, behind E is a
Apple tree.
one apple tree.
Apple tree.
Oh my goodness, that's so cute.
Apple tree.
If you look actually all along this whole fence here, and I can't count these individually because there's literally just so many of them. This is all black raspberries, and they extend all the way back. Actually, you know what? I'll link a video last year that we had of harvesting a bunch of black raspberries because we had a whole ton of them. They go all the way back here, all the way up to here. There's a lot of them. This is a columnar elderberry tree. It only has like a 2.5, 3 foot growing radius. So pretty cool for urban areas, and who doesn't love an elderberry tree? So right here we have a tree that's sort of struggling, but it is coming back and is doing pretty decent now. What's this one?
Apricot. Apricot.
What is it?
Apricot.
What is this one?
Honeyberry.
Big old honeyberry bush. These things actually kind of really like our zone, and we don't have to do anything to the soil, so I actually like them. And these are blueberries. Now these two tiny blueberries were planted the exact same time as this honeyberry, so you can see how much easier these are to grow.
Pear tree. Apple.
So this little pear tree here is another one that we got from Raintree Nursery, and it's doing great. Lots and lots of actual growth on this thing. I'll bring you in, look close. Look how much growth is already on that. And we just put this in the ground a few weeks ago, so super excited. I love their trees. There. So we're super excited. We love all their trees, and they have all been just taking off on us, doing really good.
Peach.
Now you guys might remember that I said I wasn't going to grow any more peach trees, and this is definitely a peach tree. So what happened was I bought 2 pear trees. It was supposed to be a pear tree to go with my plum tree and another pear tree in a different spot, but this turned out to actually be a peach tree. So, and I got that from a local nursery, which was very disappointing to find out afterward that it was a peach, because I don't like peach trees because they take so much extra work to take care of. So, but it's here, it's already this big, so we'll probably just keep it until it croaks.
Plum.
We might actually get a few little plums off this year. We've been waiting and waiting, just hasn't happened yet.
Quince.
So this is definitely a unique tree. This is the quince tree. Quince. I always say it wrong. But I grew this because I read somewhere at Old English Orchards all had at least one of these trees because they're a tree that can multi-pollinate with pretty much any other tree out there. So I thought that was a really cool thing to have, and definitely needed one in my own little personal backyard orchard. This tree is the granddaddy of all trees, possibly our absolute favorite tree that we have. What's this one?
Mulberry.
Oh yeah, so there's actually 3 mulberries. This one's the biggest one. It's probably about 30 foot tall, something like that. And then there's actually 2 more right over here. So we collect a lot of mulberries and it has become our favorite fruit. Hey buddy, what's this one?
Salisbury.
So right here is one of our Chicago hardy figs. Fruit actually kind of on these, they always die down at the end of the year. And as you can see right here, this little tiny baby shoot, this one's actually starting to regrow, and they regrow from the base all the way down. So we gotta wait a lot. So we gotta have a long kind of summer to really get some really viable figs off of these, which we have had a few here and there. We just don't get an abundance of them. We're still trying to work on our own overwintering of these Chicago hardy figs, but they are a really, really cool tree to have. What's this poor struggling tree here?
Cherry. Cherry.
So unfortunately, that right there is a black walnut. And when I started planting trees back here, I didn't realize that was black walnut and how terrible it is to plant other fruit trees around black walnuts. And that is the result of what that looks like. Is this cherry tree is getting kind of to the point of, I would say, spooky. Is that a good way to describe this tree? This is a pluot tree. This is actually a 4-in-1 pluot tree. How many fruit does it grow, buddy? Can you say 4-in-1?
4-in-1.
So I really like pluots. This thing's actually struggling a little bit also, but it is getting to the point where it looks like buds are starting to open up. So we should see some progress on this really soon. Here we have 2 of America's largest fruit trees.
Pawpaw. Pawpaw.
So as you all know, we've been trying to grow pawpaws because I really want to try them. And these things are just so cool. Like, look at that giant tropical looking leaf. I absolutely love the way these trees look, and you can see they're doing really well right here, like all covered up and all that, because they actually like to be the understory tree in a forest. So that's why we have them over here kind of hidden away, waiting for them to get really big to bear fruit. And it does take a long time, like 7 years, and these are only going into their 3rd and 4th year. So this tree right here is called a chi tree, or a che tree. It's actually a Chinese mulberry, and if you look really close at this, you can see these razor-like points on it. It's got a really good self-defense mechanism in it, in that it's super prickly. So next to our giant strawberry patch here, we actually have currants, and these things get super loaded with fruit, and this is actually a really good year for them. And these things are just getting to the point of being ridiculously big. So there's actually 2 of them. There's one here, you see it kind of expands the entire thing, and then there's another one back here that also expands this huge ginormous area. They got a lot bigger than I thought they would. I did not think I would see these currant bushes turn into just massive space suckers. So this tree right here, I thought I almost lost in the polar vortex, but as you can see, there's a lot of green on there, a lot of good growth, even though our main stem here died. And everything started growing back from the base of this. This is a jujube tree, and this is the honey jar, which I just thought sounded delicious. And I've only had a few jujubes because they don't really grow in our zone, and this tree is very borderline for us. This is a zone 7 tree. We are a zone 6A basically. So I kind of pushed the limit a little bit with this, so when that polar vortex happened and it died, I thought that was going to be the end of it, until I saw all of this nice fresh growth coming off of the stem, and then I got super excited because we might actually be onto something with this tree. Here we have another honeyberry, or a haskell berry, depending on what you call it, but like I said, these grow really well for us. So these are actually right behind our house. There's 2 honeyberries and they are bearing fruit this year, so I'm super excited. Okay, so here we are inside the cool little teepee that we built for the kids. And this thing was designed because we were going to try to grow a bunch of grapes on it. So you can see there's a grape behind them. And 2 of these, actually 3 of these sides all have grapes. And then the other thing we're growing in here is this right here, this Arctic kiwi, kind of a unique thing. Not a lot of people grow those. And we actually have 2 of them. There's one on this side that's actually doing really good. And then there's one over here that's kind of struggling. You know, we might have to replant that one eventually. So what we planted over here for our friendly bees, the little ladies over there, there's a Cullimore apple tree on the outside, close to the fence there. And then inside, there's actually a Honeycrisp apple tree. Now, it is not a Cullimore apple tree. It's not even a dwarf tree, but I plan on really heavily pruning it to try to keep it down on size. So a red apple, Honeycrisp apple, that's a lot of apples that we got over here. Over here we got a lot more black raspberry because it grows everywhere, and if you know anything about black raspberries, if you get a little bit of them, they always end up basically all over your entire yard. Right over here we actually have 2 more Chicago Hardy figs, and we're kind of waiting for them to pop up. They are a little bit slower because they're in a slightly shady area. Can't forget about these 2 little blueberry bushes here. These ones are actually doing okay compared to every other time we've ever tried growing blueberries. So actually behind us, you can see another honeyberry, and then back behind that little bush there is another honeyberry. So we got 2 of those also from Raintree Nursery, and they went in our front yard because we're trying to do a little bit more edible stuff in the front yard. But what we also have going on is in this little green area over here, there's 2 more service berries that I've kind of cleared a little circle around. I'm trying to grow them in there. Once they get a little bit bigger, we start pulling all that other stuff and really kind of thinning it out so that they can be a little more prevalent. But until then, there's a lot of flowers over there, and so we're just trying to intermingle them a little bit better. Did I mention we have like a ton of black raspberry? We just can't stop it. Yep, that would be more black raspberry. Over here is actually some regular raspberry down in this little patch right here. And it does okay. It's not the greatest, but we do harvest a little bit. What we originally tried was a blueberry over here, which it still fights to this day to kind of hold on. You can see all that nice green growth on there. It is definitely trying its hardest to do something in this spot. I can't believe I almost forgot to mention, we planted some blackberries last year. There's 3 of them along this cattle panel trellis that we use, kind of like a wall for the kids' little hideout back here. The front used to be open, so I thought I'll throw one of those there and try to grow some stuff on it. So you can kind of see it right here growing up a little bit. That is a black raspberry vine. That one's a really good one. There's another one over here that's doing okay. But yeah, we got a lot of little bushes and fruit trees all over the place here. So here's actually another little blueberry from when we tried to grow blueberries. And you can see, super tiny, but it does actually have a couple little tiny fruits on it. Had you ever heard of goji berry? I just recently heard about this a couple years ago, and I picked up a couple small bushes. Now, I haven't got them to take off, but I do hear that they are really good in our area usually. There's another one of those goji berries hiding in with all the garlics. This tree right here is a pear tree. So I saved that pear tree for last because this is the first tree along with the original peach tree that my wife and I bought and planted here. This tree is actually older than E.
It is?
Older than you are. Alright, so let's look at that counter down there. I got 21 trees and 26 different perennial fruit bushes, plus a strawberry patch and like a gazillion black raspberries. So you can see on our little half-acre lot here, we are growing a ton of perennial fruit. Let's step back in the shade for a second. And it's definitely doable because we are barely using any space that we have. Because if you look right here, you can see a big, ginormous, wide open space. And one day, I would love to fill that with even more fruit trees and just more bushes. I'd really like to do that in like a food forest area. So, as we get going, the more and more we grow, the more and more of you guys keep tuning in, the better chances I have of doing that. That would be my dream. Maybe if we hit like 20,000 subs, I can tell the wife, you know what, we have to do it now. We just have to do it, right? But for now, we're just gonna start building this out right along these new trees that Raintree Nursery sent us, and I highly suggest you guys go check them out. I mean, just look at the beautiful growth on this brand new bare root tree that we got. We planted this, it's a little over, it might be around a month right now of this, and that's what it looks like after a month of being in the ground. It's already greened out, it's already got a lot of good shoot and growth on it. Very, very nice. I've used Raintree before. I mean, Raintree Nursery is where I got all of this asparagus that you can see now has become a giant asparagus forest. But we are looking to save a lot of seeds this year off of these. You can see all the berries on these, so we can do even more asparagus patches. So I really want to thank Raintree Nursery for involving us in this and sending us such an awesome gift. And like I said, you guys should check it out. I will drop a link down below for them. Go there, get your new unique fruit needs met right there. I got a lot of new stuff that is definitely different, things I can't buy at nurseries that are local, because they're going to sell your more popular fruit trees. You gotta go online, you get a little bit of your selection, you can get a little more fun items, you know. And being that fruit is readily available, usually, you know, the local stuff, you get apples, cherries, all that kind of stuff here in Michigan, zone 6 that we are, but you can't get some of this other stuff like persimmons and medlars and all that kind of stuff, service berries. That's not really something that's really out there a lot. So in using my smaller space, that's kind of what I focus on, is trying to grow things that are very unique, you know. Like, I'm never going to find a jujube in one of my markets. If I grow it myself though, I do have a chance at it. I gotta make sure I get this for you guys. I love when these things start blooming. Oh, that one over there is not really that good, but those ones over there are getting really good right now. Look, beautiful, beautiful entranceway to the greenhouse. Love it. That's it though. Remember, check out Raintree Nursery. We appreciate their gift of giving us those trees. It's an awesome thing for us to really help us jumpstart moving forward and planting even more trees and really growing our food security here and just working toward that food forest I really want to have. So I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys go check them out. And next year, get your trees there, get them now if you want, and even get your asparagus there, because I really like the asparagus that we got from them, which was the purple one. So get the purple because it's the best, and after a few years they get into giant stalks that are like humongous. Very good. You here? You want to say bye? Say bye-bye. Remember guys, be bold, grow bold, and as always, we'll see you in that next video.